Hi, I'm Jen and these are the August titles for Hotkey. So this is As Red as Blood by Sala Samuka, and she is a new Scandi crime author following in the footsteps of Jo Nesbø and Stieg Larsson. And this is a book about Lumiki Andersen, and she is 17 years old. She's a really gritty, strong female lead. And she is living on her own and she's still at school, and she goes into school one morning and she finds some washed notes, some Euro notes hanging in her photography darkroom at school. They belong, or they've been found by some students in her class, and they've been washed because they were covered in blood. And she basically gets herself involved in deception and in the underbelly of this Finnish town that she lives in. You follow her, and this is the first in the series. It's the Snow White trilogy. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's really chilling and dark, and great if you're new to YA crime. Next up we have The Illusionists by Laura Eve, and this is the second in a series. The first is Fearsome Dreamer. In Fearsome Dreamer we follow Rue, and she lives in an alternate reality where Napoleon won a world war. There are two different worlds, there's Angletar and there's World, and they're constantly plugged into an internet system. And we follow Rue as she grows into her talent as a dreamer. And basically, dreams mean that you can transport yourself within dreams. So in The Illusionists, you can expect a lot more drama from Rue, Ren and White, and you will find out what happens in the mysterious castle. It's pretty dark stuff, but it's thrilling and seductive, and if you are a fan of Law, then do make sure that you follow her on Wattpad, because we'll be doing a lot with her on there, and you can expect some brand new stuff. So now we have the third in the Last Apprentice series, The Painted War by Imogen Rossi. So in this we follow Bianca still. She is, as you'll know if you've read the other two, she's a painter's apprentice. So she's living in an alternative Renaissance Venice. It's sort of an enchanted city, and when her home is attacked, she has to make some really big decisions of how she's going to save her town and her city and her home. If you're a fan of the CBBC series Leonardo, then you'll absolutely love this. Next up we've got T.S. Easton's An English Boy in New York, and this is the second in a series. It started with Boys Don't Knit. So we've got basically a teenage boy who is a genius knitter. That's not the coolest skill to have. So basically Ben decides that he's going to keep it a secret. His secret is out in this story, and he's won competitions. So he's gone over to New York, he's gone over to the Big Apple to compete in a knitting competition. He decides that it's an absolutely perfect opportunity to impress his girlfriend Megan. Megan doesn't quite agree and doesn't want to go, so he has to take his best mate instead. It's sort of an in-betweeners-esque comedy. It's absolutely hilarious, and they get up to a lot of trouble, as teenage boys loose in New York will do. The whole story centres around him trying to sort of pull Megan, and he's worried that she's cheating on him. But it's absolutely hilarious, but read the Boys Don't Knit first. And lastly for Hotkey, we've got Falsham, and it is an absolutely beautiful book. It is written and illustrated by Edward Carey. The Ironmonger series is a trilogy. This is the second. The first in the series is Heap House, and I'll show you some illustrations from inside the book because they are absolutely beautiful. So inside the book we've got some illustrations, and they run throughout the whole book. And he uses them as sort of introduction to new characters. And the series is really, really gothic, really dark, but it's also really charming, and the entire story centres around the Ironmonger family. Now, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't yet read Heap House. Do read Heap House before you read Falsham. They're absolutely beautiful books, so you will want to anyway. But the first book follows Claude and Lucy, making friends and sort of becoming really close and discovering a mystery. By the end of that book, something's happened to them, and we pick up straight away in Falsham. So the Ironmonger series is like a Gormenghast for kids. It's slightly more sophisticated language. For anybody who's a fan of Diana Wynne Jones and Lemony Snicket, pick these up. You will absolutely love them. And for anybody who is either a massive fan or hasn't yet discovered Heap House, the first in the Ironmonger series, we've got it coming out in paperback, which is absolutely beautiful, if you can see the cover there. And again, it is fully illustrated on the inside too, and we meet all of the Ironmongers again. Look at them looking really scary. It's exactly the same, but it's just a different, beautiful package. So they were our Hotkey August titles. If you read any of them, or if you want to read any of them, don't forget to let us know on Twitter or in the comments below. See you next month!